Man, go. So, hey there, this is Sarthak, and we have an amazing personality and the most awaited podcast, Mr. Bruno Salazar, and he's the founder of BrunoSpeaks.com. He's a Spanish language trainer, a coach, and a very good friend of mine. So, hi, Bruno, how are you doing?
Hey Sarthak, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm brilliant today, ready for this new experience. It's an
That's
honor to be
amazing.
here.
That's amazing. That's so nice. We have someone from Spain from the podcast. Like, it's 8 p.m. in India. What's the time at your place right now?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, I was asking that it's 8 p.m. in India. What's the time at your place?
The time is 4:36 right now.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah, I had lunch a little while ago. You know, in Spain we like to do things a little later than the rest of the world. So yeah, full of energy.
That's great. That's great. So, Bruno, you are dedicating your entire life for Spanish language training. I want to know what's your story, how you actually get started with, and how you actually got the success, how you started brunospeaks.com.
Okay, that's a very good question. Do you want the short or the long version?
Longer version will work.
Okay, so I would say it started. Well, I started 5 years ago. I was living in Barcelona, and I went through different ideas, different working ideas in the previous years. I actually studied sports in university, which brought me to later work at the gym for a year. But I discovered that even if I'm still very interested in health and all this kind of stuff, there was an aspect of too focused on aesthetics and competition that wasn't like vibing with me so much. So I kept reaching for something that vibed with me more. I traveled a lot. I got into even spirituality, and then I discovered, like, wait a minute, with my foreign friends I naturally tend to teach them Spanish, and I'm always like, when they are in my country or when they want to learn something, I'm like, teaching them something about the culture or the some new words, some grammar rules, correcting them. So during the pandemic, I actually, me and all my colleagues from my previous job were fired because of the pandemic, and I was like, maybe it's a good time to start to try something online. I had a friend, a good friend of mine, that is an English teacher, a native English teacher, and I loved his lifestyle, and I was like, let's try out. Uh, I called my roommate at the time. He recorded a profile video for me, and I started working in different platforms, and I've been working in these platforms still. I still work with them, but lately, also with your help and your company, I decided to take the next step of being more independent, and I developed Bruno Speaks, which is my new web page.
That's really nice. So, Bruno, there are multiple languages out there. There are Spanish also, German also, English also, Chinese. Why only Spanish? And why should we learn that?
Why we shouldn't learn that? I would say because, first of all, believe it or not, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world, right after Chinese. So
Is it?
yeah,
Whoa.
even more than English. Yeah, yeah. So secondly, and I was researching some data lately, but the number of Spanish speakers in the world is 500 million people. So that's the population of the US plus Brazil plus Argentina together, which is a lot. So you can imagine how many opportunities of business and work are in this within not only Spain but of course South America and all the countries that are there. Um, if we talk about industries, I can tell you about. I have some data. So basically, in the U.S., for example, going back to population, sorry, there's right now. How many? I have the data here. Sorry about that. Uh, okay, so there's, for example, in El Paso, Texas, that is, very close to Mexico. There's 80% of people from Latin background. 70% speaks in Spanish. In all of Texas, 30% of people speak Spanish. And now I'm just talking about the US because it's like a huge market as well. Then we have LA. In the east of LA, 97% of people speak Spanish. Um, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Also in California, New Jersey, in New York, 1.76 million people speak Spanish. That's more than 22% of people, of the inhabitants. LA, 1.42 million people speak Spanish, 39%. Houston, 0.8 millions. It is a lot. Um, then, if you want, I can tell you a little bit about the industries that are strong in Spain and South America, so you get an idea
Sure,
of
sure, why not? I'm always ready to expand in Spain.
let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so first of all, um, okay, 1 second. Oh, if we take the Hispanic population in the U.S. and we take them as a country, just the Hispanic population, um, it would make um, oh my god, sorry for that. The second was
Not a problem.
transportation with increases. Um, I have the data here, but
You can just come up with some rough numbers, not a problem.
okay. Uh, so if I'm not mistaken, oh, it's here. If we take the Hispanic GDP in the US, it exceeds it's more than 2.8 trillion dollars, and it's basically it means that it's the fifth largest economy in the world if it were a country. So if we take the Hispanic GDP from the US, economically it would make the fifth largest economy in the world, which is something. Um, then getting into industries, of course, the entertainment industry is huge in both Spain and the sorry, South America and the US as well. Uh, we have, for example, the example of Eva Longoria, this actress that also is an entrepreneur. She developed Casa del Sol, which is company uh, that offers tequila and different leisure experiences to people. Uh, Also, it's important to know that Netflix made roughly about 20% of the total income that Netflix makes. It's only through Spanish and Hispanic series and movies, such as La Casa de Papel, that everyone knows about. Um, Also, when it comes to food, the food industry. Actually, right now I'm teaching a new student that is working in gastronomy in food industry, and we have a huge market in Spain with jamon, ham, tomato, olive oil. Um, And let me see, I have the data here. Also, some interesting data is that, for example, tacos that everyone knows about when it comes to food, and
I love it.
Mexican food in general, is the biggest ethnical uh, in food industry in the world. So after, of course, American food industry, we have the Mexican one with their tacos, their quesadillas, and every other delicious dish that they make.
Exactly.
Um, mhm. Do you have any specific question about this? Maybe I can.
I'm highly motivated to learn Spanish. How should I learn this?
How you would? Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Um, so yeah, first of all, and I want to talk about like the main mistake that I see in a lot of people that want to learn Spanish, that they feel like just by watching some show on the internet, or just by using Duolingo once a day, or just by listening to to Bad Bunny or whatever, they feel like they are gonna learn. And yeah, probably they will learn some expressions, some things that they can use here and there. But if you want to learn real Spanish, you need the basics. You need some pillars that will create the rest of the language. Because if you the problem that I see usually is that people know some expressions or words, but they don't really know uh, how they are created, or where that expression comes from. What if you want to create
Yeah,
your own expression in Spanish? You need to know how to do that, how to do that, because that's how we communicate with each
exactly.
other, right?
Right, right.
And yeah, how to motivate yourself to learn Spanish. I would say delve into the culture. And also, if you're interested in a certain topic, like for example you're interested about engineering, or AI, or all these different like fascinating industries, uh, check, like, be curious, like look for how it is in Spain, in South America, what kind of connections you can make, um, how it would build your and their businesses. Because what I see here is that there's a huge breach between a lot of entrepreneurs in the English speaking communities and Spanish speaking communities. Firstly, because I think both of these communities, maybe we are very um, egotistical in a way, because we're like, we think that, oh, I speak Spanish, that's enough. I can speak with 500 million people in the world. I speak English, that's enough. I can speak with so many people in the world. Yes, but what if you want to merge those two communities? What if you want to make business? What if you want to, maybe find a Spanish wife? Why not? Or other things, other connections that language learning can give you.
So your point seems to be so motivating to a lot of people, right?
I hope so. I hope so. That's my idea.
Exactly. So Bruno, what does a real Spanish looks like?
Real Spanish. Okay, definitely. We can find a little bit of real Spanish in textbooks, but just a little bit. Real Spanish is in the streets. Real Spanish is in the podcast, like the one we're having right now. Real Spanish is in traveling, is in meeting new people. Uh, because as it's such a hugely spoken language, there's not only one Spanish. No, probably in the books you will find one type of Spanish, which is like, okay, maybe you need that to create the basics. But once you want to really get into the heart of the Spanish speakers, you need to know what you know different, not only accents but also expressions, words. If maybe you want to have collaborations with your business in Colombia. Maybe you want to know some expressions that they only use there. You want to make some collaborations in Spain. Well, Spain is a different world in a way because there's so many different. There's even, maybe you don't know this about Spain. There's even different languages within Spain. We don't only speak Spanish.
So you are making us difficult to get into this market.
Not really, not really. Okay, everyone in Spain speaks Spanish. Okay, but they also speak other languages that are local to the country. We have
Okay.
Catalan, we have Galician, we have Basque language. Sorry. Um, yeah, and maybe if you're going to make, so for example, in terms of industry, the Basque Country and Catalonia, the two important regions in Spain, they are one of the richest regions in Spain. So maybe you want to learn some expressions even in these languages, to just to say thank you or hello in Catalan or Basque. That will create trust in your customers, and yeah, it can be a good idea to do that, in my opinion.
That's great. So Bruno, can you speak something in Spanish so that the audience can also listen how the Spanish accent looks like?
Okay, do you want to be my student for today, Shardon?
Anyway, you can do it.
Okay, let's do that. So most people maybe know the word hola, right? Hello, hola. Uh, but maybe not everyone know this one. Buenas, buenas. Can you repeat
Buenas.
with me? Buenas, exactly. This is literally means good, but it's a way that we use to greet. Okay, it's more friendly, more a little bit more informal. If you use this, you're gonna sound a little bit more like a native. Okay, buenas. You say
Whoa.
buenas, ¿qué pasa? Can you say that? Buenas, ¿qué pasa?
Buenas, ¿qué pasa?
Perfect, perfecto. This is very, very okay. Again, friendly and welcoming. It literally means like hi, what's up? Hi, what's up? Sí, buenas, ¿qué pasa? What
Buenas,
else?
¿qué pasa?
Buenas, ¿qué pasa? Of course, please, thank you. We have gracias, very known one. You can
Okay.
repeat gracias.
Good afternoon.
Okay, very good, very good. And then please, we have por favor,
Por favor.
por favor. If you want to sound more friendly, you can say porfa. Okay, shortened version, porfa.
Porfa. Porfa.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And last one, what if you travel to Spain, you're at the beach chilling with a good cocktail, you see some beautiful lady, you want to say something. Okay, I'll help you with that, okay? You can go with, this is a long one, this is a long one. Let's go part by part, okay? So, me encanta,
Me encanta.
me encanta
Me encanta
tu sonrisa.
tu sonrisa.
Me encanta tu sonrisa.
Me encanta tu sonrisa. Is it?
Okay, I want you as a student right now. You're great.
That's
So
amazing.
that means I love your smile.
So first time for the first time I'm doing this.
Yes, yes, yes. Great. Okay. And yeah, is there any expression, any words that you would like to know how we say it in Spanish?
So you can say our audience, I love you.
Hello. Ah, okay. Classic one. Te quiero.
Te quiero. This is not that much good. Te
Te quiero.
quiero.
You can also say te amo.
Te amo.
Te amo. Te amo.
Te amo.
Yes,
That's so
yes.
nice.
Te amo is maybe better because, well, both are good, but te quiero is also I want you. So there's, te amo, it comes from more from the heart. Te quiero is can be more
Right.
like you want to do naughty things with the person.
But yeah, this language is quite easier. Like I can just compare this with Hindi, so I think it's matching us some way. So
Your
that's the
tonality, your pronunciation is great, by the way. I feel like for Indian people, it may not be that hard to pronounce.
yeah, because our language is quite complex in terms of speaking. So
Hmm.
definitely this could be the reason. But one more question, Bruno, that for example, someone is learning Spanish. So what mistakes they can do? What is the mistake people do when learning this language?
Okay, very good question. So, hmm, when learning this language, so first of all, what we already discussed about. But okay, once they start speaking, I see this mistake very often from people that learned Spanish from school, that or they went to some academy when they were young or something. That these schools, and this happened to me when I was learning English, by the way, that they focus too much on writing and reading and not that much about listening and speaking, which is actually
Yes,
the because right now every AI can write and read for you in Spanish, no problem. When it comes to speaking and genuinity, that's what we want here if we want to create honest connections and businesses. You need to learn how to speak and listen. I see that very often that people forget about that. They just read. They just um, yeah. They basically read, and that's not enough. That's definitely not enough. Also, try to get some input. Like if you're learning the language, this is not just don't do it for hobby. I would say do it uh, as a sort of a dedication. You need to find your own Spanish world every day. So maybe start to listen to Spanish music, start to watch some series. Try to also if you especially if you are already an intermediate learner, try to listen to something without subtitles, because it's also important to not having to translate all the time in your head. You need to train your head to think in Spanish as well. That's very important.
that's wonderful. So last question, that tell me something about Spanish which no one knows except you.
Except me. Oh my god. Okay. um I'm sure more people know this, but okay, I got one. um okay, most people think that Spanish comes from Latin. That's a fact. But there's also both Arabic. There's a lot of Arabic in the language and a lot of Greek. Okay,
Oh,
that's one thing. One thing that maybe not many people know. Some linguists are discussing whether Spanish comes from Latin actually or not, because um, before Spanish and around the age where when Latin was a thing, was spoken in the Iberian Peninsula, that's Spain and Portugal. There was a language that is not very known about, which is Iberian language.
okay,
There's a lot of scriptures in it's a very ancient language. There's a lot of scriptures in different I don't know, glasses and like art from the old days. um, and apparently, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a linguist, but apparently a lot, not only of Spanish but also from other Romance languages, such as Portuguese, Italian, French. They have some roots in this, ancient language.
That's great. So, Bruno, I'm done with all my questions. And that's what's really nice. If you want to share something else, you can definitely share. My audience would be really interested.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, as I said, like it's great to collaborate with you and your company. It's an honor for me, and it's something I needed because like I've always been looking for ways to grow my business and find collaborations. But yeah, I would say that don't if you want to learn Spanish, don't hesitate to do it and go full in on it, because you're going to find your Spanish personality as well, which is
Exactly.
how is the Spanish personality? We are passionate, we are emotional, we are romantic. Maybe that's something that you don't have in your culture that much. Maybe you want to discover that within yourself. We only have one life as far as we know. Maybe more if we're Hindu. But we should get the most of what this life can give us. And if I didn't speak Spanish, I wouldn't take that opportunity out of my line of priorities.
That's great, Bruno. So, if any students or anyone from corporate wants to learn Spanish, how they can learn
So they can
learn with
contact
you?
me.
Yes,
They
how they
can
can
con-
contact.
they can contact me on brunospeaks.com. Also, I have a profile on LinkedIn. Bruno Salazar, I think I'm called there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Bruno Salazar, and yeah, mainly those two. I'm also developing my social media, but for now it's well, they can check out my YouTube if they want, but I'm still working on that one, which is called oh my god, I forgot my.
They can check from your website, right? Your YouTube also.
Oh yeah, exactly. All my social media is at the bottom of my website.
Right, right, exactly. So thanks, Bruno, for your time. Thanks for your amazing insight, amazing data, and beautiful Spanish.
Thank you, Sarthak.
Thank you so much, Bruno. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.